Hey guys, it's episode 5 of Retail Therapy, and I'm Nowell Monteo, and I'm joined with Matt Vicarious.
Hello.
And we're just going to talk about more stuff.
Yeah, so thanks for sticking with us, and we just got done grilling up some food.
Oh, man. It was tasty.
It was very tasty. We had brats and corn and salad.
About how long ago did we heat up the charcoal? A few hours ago, maybe?
It was a couple hours ago. It took us like an hour to get it going.
That was so obnoxious.
It's frustrating, especially without any lighter fluid.
Yeah.
But
their charcoals are still hot as shit right now.
Yeah, it's
and
nuts.
we haven't touched it since we were eating.
Left the lid open, and you could. I don't know if you could cook on it, but you could definitely.
You could at least make s'mores or a roasted marshmallow on it.
You could do something on it, but it's nuts how long it lasted. So kind of catching up. The other day, my brother called me out of the blue, and he's the worst when it comes to planning anything. Because I have to work. I had to work. It was Monday morning. He calls me, and I'm like, "Hey, what's up, dude?" And he's like, "Hey, we're going to Denny's for breakfast. Do you want to come?" I'm like, "Yeah, when are you going?" "Well, we're on our way there now."
Just fucking, by the way.
And he's like, "Yeah, you and Chris can come." And I was like, "Dude, okay, she's at work, but like you're right going there. Yeah, we're gonna be there like in a little bit." I'm like, I just kind of woke up a little bit ago. I was about to get ready for work, and I was like, I haven't been there in forever. Why not?
Sure.
And have you been to one lately?
No, I haven't been to Denny's in quite some time.
I don't know if it's all of them, but the one in Kelso is it's been redecorated. It looks really fancy.
Weird.
So it's got like they've foregone the linoleum floors, and it looks like hardwood. It's probably like a faux like pergo or whatever.
Oh, gotcha.
But it looks warm and very dinery. Like they have like local art up of like
so weird.
Yeah, like the Rainier Bridge. And,
good for them, but that's so weird.
And I was like, this is crazy. Is there still going to be pictures of my food in the menu? Because that's all I care about. Yeah. Especially when I go to Denny's. I'm like, this is what I want. So I can just be like, point it, and I want it. But,
I want that gross looking slop.
Yep. I want that slow cooked pot roast that Mike ate that one time. It looked like dog food.
Dude, it straight up looked like dog food.
It looked like a cross between like Dinty Moore beef stew mixed with pedigree.
For the record, I do like Dinty Moore beef stew.
Well, but I'm saying, but mixed with dog food.
I wouldn't want that.
No, you don't think you would want that. But yeah, so and I go and I'm expecting, oh man, they have to have raised their prices. This is insane. Like there's too much going on in this, and nope, they didn't. Oh. Food quality was okay. I mean, I know this is super boring, but if you guys haven't checked out Denny's in a while.
Denny's, the review by Matt Vicarious.
7.5, rent, don't buy. But it was all right. It wasn't bad. I mean, it was interesting. I was not expecting. I was expecting, just like the basic tables, the really. It smelled like an elementary school cafeteria.
Oh, it's weird.
Yeah, like I walked in, I'm like, whoa, this smells like elementary school. This is weird. Like I'm having like weird flashbacks. But yeah,
that's super weird.
Yeah, so super weird. So what's been going on with you, man?
Not a whole lot late. Well, I mean, that's not true. There's some shit that's gone down.
Yeah.
I'll get to it in a second. But first I need to address something.
Okay.
As a follow-up from last week's episode. Last week, I talked about the D-Witch.
Yeah, you did.
Good old Italian sub sandwich from Winco.
Yep.
I had one on my lunch break a couple days ago.
Yeah.
And I told you about it as like, I was like, oh yeah, I had one on my lunch break. You're like,
right.
Oh, bad idea. Mm-hmm. Like clockwork, I need to fucking evacuate that stuff.
What kind of fucked up clock are you talking about?
Dude, like clockwork, every time I eat a D-Witch.
How long does it take?
30 minutes tops.
Dude, really?
Dude, I had to get rid of it.
That's like me drinking coffee and then like pushing a Muchas burrito down on top of it.
Dude, why would you do that?
Breakfast burrito, man.
Oh, that's fair.
Yeah.
I thought you were talking about like a regular, like an Oregon burrito or something.
Yeah, I was like, I'm just gonna drink a whole pot of coffee and then top it off with an Oregon burrito.
What's wrong with you? Is it 2009 again?
I mean, it's not something I wouldn't do.
Yeah,
that's for sure.
But yeah, I had to get rid of that stuff in my body. So I actually had to do what I like to call POCT, pooping on company time.
Yeah,
it's one of my favorite things.
I'm with you on that. My only problem is that the toilet paper is so bad.
Oh yeah, it's bad.
Yeah, it's like cheese grater status. I'm not into it. I mean, I know they use that stuff because they don't want you to steal it. Yeah, but it's not good. Like a lot of people I work with, they will take lengthy dumps, and I'm just like, ugh, why are you doing this to yourself? Like, you save it for work. I like getting it out before I have to go to work, and then I can jump in the shower.
Yeah, usually I don't want to fuck around with our toilet at work, but man, the D-Witch, there's no way I was going to make it another 4 hours.
just belly grumbling all day long. Just like, what? You okay? I'm good.
I'm upset.
Just get those cold sweats, just like looking at people in their face. How can I help you?
Thank you for coming into my store.
But yeah, oh my god. That's the worst.
Oh my god. Yeah, that was a fun experience. I mean, I didn't hate it, but
I just love that you were approached by people after our last episode.
Yeah,
about it.
I wanted to know if anybody had it, and I guess 2 people had told me that they either wanted to try it after I mentioned it. Which, with the description of diarrhea sandwich, kudos to you for still wanting to have one.
I think it's like a test of constitution to see whether or not you have a gut strong enough to withstand the onslaught.
And I do, kind of.
30 minutes.
30 minutes and it's just bubbling in my butthole.
Oh, it's not like it's just like pouring straight out of you. Like you just drink it and it's just immediately falling out of you like you're a colander.
Gross.
This is what I imagine. Like I can hold it for 30 minutes. What's the opposite? It's like you're made out of cheesecloth and it's just like dripping out of you.
Ew. Ew. Fucking sick.
But diarrhea withstanding, you had another incident.
Yeah. So
that happened. I mean, I know this has nothing to do with working retail, but this has just been what's kind of going on.
Actually, I'll get into that fun story in a bit because I'm going to start with. We should talk about neighbors we've had in the past.
Yes.
So I'll let you start.
Okay. So years ago, I've lived in a few apartment complexes, and one of the first ones when I lived with old coworkers, it was kind of like an elevated townhouse, so it wasn't very apartment-y. It had 2 levels. That's when I lived in the closet. Mm-hmm. And I don't remember ever seeing our neighbors or really hearing them. We were the loud ones, obviously, because we had Smash Sunday every Sunday there. But when I lived at the Fairways, holy shit, that was the worst.
Some bad neighbors.
Well, I mean, it's the de facto first apartments. Yeah. They pretty much let everybody live there, and there's so many units that they just fill them out, no matter what. And
especially, it's like, Longview, right?
Yeah, and they're just full of black mold. I mean, there's the worst. I mean, I've got pictures I can show anybody. It's filthy. But the upstairs neighbors that we had when we lived there, and I lived there for 2 years. Mm-hmm. Different roommates.
I lived there for a summer.
Yeah, you lived there for a summer.
On your couch.
Yeah, and they were the worst. They would clomp around all over the place. They had 2 dogs that apparently got taken by the Humane Society or somebody. I can't remember who, or Animal Control. Yeah. But because we had complained about them being really loud and their dogs yipping and being sad and stuff. But I didn't know they had gotten taken away until about when we were leaving. or when they were moving out, I talked to like the property manager, and they're like, "Oh yeah, they've had 2 animals taken away." I was like, "That's insane!
Why do they keep getting more animals?"
Yeah, exactly. Well, the last animal they had was a big husky. Like it was like either like a Malamute or like a husky, and they never took that thing on a walk. It was so sad.
Oh.
Busted out all of their screen windows, and you would just like stick its head and paws out the window. Look like a man, like a werewolf.
God,
like a werewolf man.
Poor fucking dog.
Yeah, I felt really bad for it because it was, those kinds of dogs need a lot of attention. One of the worst things though that happened was when Mike was living with me. He went out on the back patio, and there was a poop sock on the ground. It was
poop sock?
Yeah, so it was a baby's sock, like a little toddler's sock, but it had poop on it. So I can't remember if this was one of the instances where Mike took the sock and threw it back up on their balcony,
yes,
or if he went and put it on their front door.
Oh, that's like hung it on their doorknob.
No, I don't know if he did that, but there was a few times where like it was like this nasty towel they had hung up or something, and he'd put in a few things on their doorstep and didn't tell them, just left them there, or put them back up on their balcony. I mean, we were super passive aggressive about it, and we didn't do anything about it. But yeah, and the girl that lived there would just have like the loudest sex. It was so off-putting. Window wide open for everyone to hear. And I remember
it's uncomfortable.
It was super uncomfortable, especially like when you have like a new girlfriend and you're like, God, what is?
Hey, you want to come hang out? Yikes! It's like sorry about my gross neighbors.
But yeah, I would get like a text from Breeze, and I'm like, God, you hear that chick banging out? It's like, yeah, who can't? The whole apartment complex can hear it.
God damn it!
But now that I have a house now, it's not too much of an issue. I have one neighbor to my side. They're super old. Dude's in like his 90s. Never wears a shirt.
Fuck, he's old.
He's nice as hell though. I can't remember. We don't know if his name's Carol or Oliver. Because the way he introduced himself, like he did it backwards. So like name's Oliver.
Name's Carol. Oliver.
Yeah,
wait, what?
like James Bond, like a weirdo. So we just call him Carol, and he never wears a shirt. He's like leather, and
he does look like leather.
He looks like leather. He's just out in the sun all day. He has a buddy come over sometimes. And they just don't wear shirts together. They're just like the shirtless buddies.
Gross.
It's great. And then one of my friends asked me like, "Are you going to join them? Like you're going to take your shirt off? And you're going to?" I'm not leathery enough. I'm not brown enough.
You got a freaking skin sweater.
I'm always wearing a vest. But and then to my other side, it's like a halfway house or something, which seems like it would be terrible, but they're pretty quiet. They just sit out front smoking
all day. Just
all day. It's just a nonstop smoke brigade.
God.
But
I feel like every time I like come to visit you and I see like different people in that house or like in front of that house.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
There's like 1 billion people there or what?
Yeah. I don't know who actually lives there.
Oh.
But I guess a new girl moved in and they asked her to go get the mail. They went to our mailbox. She went to our mailbox and and I went out. I'm like, hey, what are you doing there? She's like, oh, I'm sorry. I thought this was our mailbox. I'm like, yeah, that's ours. She goes, oh my gosh, this is my first day. I'm so sorry. I was like, it's okay. I was like, just give me my mail. So you didn't notice that none of these names match anybody that
weird.
We live with?
This looks right.
Yeah,
I mean, there's 100 people that fucking live at the house, so
I guess, but yeah, it's weird.
Oh my god. Yeah, I mean that having a neighbor upstairs that just bung out a lot would not be fun. But
did you say bung out?
Yeah, I said bung out. That's a new thing. They bunged.
That's the best. It's a bang. Bung.
They bunged.
All right. Well then. So you're dealing with an opposite situation because you're on the top floor and you have a downstairs neighbor.
And I have a downstairs neighbor, and thank God she doesn't bang out. That'd be fucking awful. No, she's just an old bitch instead.
Yeah, she's not passive aggressive.
Oh, she's so passive aggressive. The most passive aggressive neighbor I've ever had. She leaves notes at the bottom of our stairs because she can't walk up our stairs, and she leaves notes like
boom. It's like you got a moat.
God, just fucking about our dog Jake barking, and she claims that he barks for hours on end, just Like, no, that's not fucking possible, because if we came home and he had been barking for hours on end, the dog wouldn't bark ever again.
Yeah.
Because he'd be doing that every day, apparently. Like, it just pisses us off. And what really makes me mad about the whole situation, her being passive-aggressive, is she doesn't confront me about it anymore.
Right.
She pretty much only talks to Tara when Tara's coming home, or like, and it's like weird. Like, she'll fucking stay in her house, and then as soon as like Tara comes home and starts getting out of her car, she'll come out of her apartment and start walking towards her to tell her that Jake's been barking. Or one time she actually said, "It's like, I can't live like this anymore." And it's like, are you fucking kidding me? Dude, fuck off.
For those of you who don't know, Jake's a tiny dog. You may have heard him bark in the last episode.
He probably scared the shit out of you.
He scared us, but because he was down by our feet, and then he heard a noise, and then just like barked. But that's like, I mean, I've witnessed. Like, I knock on the door whenever I come over, and he barks, and then the door opens, and he doesn't.
Yeah,
he's done. Like, and when everybody's like kind of settled in, and he hears a noise, he'll start to like grumble a little bit.
Yeah,
he might yip once or twice, but not loud enough to be like a nuisance.
And not long enough to be a nuisance either.
Yeah.
But she claims that he just barks all day when we're gone.
Right.
So we had to we tried to accommodate for her by leaving the TV on or leaving the lights on.
Right.
And that wasn't good enough. So we bought this thing that's like a device that's a bark deterrent. So whenever it hears him bark, it projects an ultrasonic sound, so it fucking blows his ears out.
God.
And that device was after we had already used calming chewies, which are supposed to be for like fireworks and thunderstorms.
Right.
On our poor dog.
Yeah, no.
So I was like, I'm fucking sick of drugging our dog
for a shut-in.
Yeah, exactly. She doesn't leave. Like, she leaves like once a week.
It's like, of course you're going to hear this dog bark all the time. It's because she's near him more than you guys are. Yeah. Because you guys have jobs and go to work.
Yeah. It's fucking insane. So it's just aggravating.
Yeah.
Tired of her shit.
It's like having an uppity homeless person living underneath you.
Yeah. Fuck. God, she's awful.
Yeah.
Oh, so I guess I can talk about the fun event that happened to me.
Right.
Kind of following the shitty neighbor. The one good thing she did was a couple weeks ago, I had my car broken into.
Right.
It was the day after we got back from vacation. It was that, like, we got back on a Saturday night.
Right.
That morning, somebody broke into my car.
Yeah.
And I had found out because I came downstairs and I saw, like, my car doors were open and my trunk was open. All my shit inside my car was everywhere. And I was like, what the fuck? Like, what happened? And then, sure enough, fucking neighbor comes outside. She's like, oh, yeah, somebody broke in your car at, like, 4 o'clock this morning. I'm like,
how do you know that?
Yeah. I was like, so were you just fucking doing nothing about it? Were you just watching whatever?
Right.
And she's like, oh, yeah, blah, blah, blah. All this stuff happened. Okay, whatever. Fuck you.
She didn't call the cops?
I guess not. And then she didn't tell me about it until, like...
Especially, I mean, you guys have lived here long enough. She knows that it's your car and not somebody else's car.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Yeah, so that pissed me off because I was like, how the fuck did she know?
Right.
And then not do anything about it.
Yeah.
So whatever. So that was a few weeks ago. Well, last week, I wake up... Or actually, I wasn't even asleep. I was actually on the couch in the living room playing games, and I heard Jake barking because there's, like, some knocking. I kind of, whatever, ignored it. And then I kept hearing the knocking. So then I got up, and then I heard a yell. Like, I think someone's getting in your car. I was like, what the fuck? Not again. Are you kidding me?
Right.
Side note, the first time they broke into my car, this person broke into my car. They didn't take anything. My freaking car stereo was there still. Like, everything that I had in there was still in there.
Right.
And, like, I had, like, a Bluetooth headset or whatever that I had in the dash, and that was still there. So I come outside and I see her standing at the bottom of the stairs. I think I saw somebody just get into your car or whatever. But I saw the door was shut this time. Didn't think anything of it. So I went back into the apartment to grab my keys. I went downstairs and I talked to her for a second or two. And then all of a sudden I noticed movement in the car still. Right. Which freaked me out. But then I went into like fight mode. Yeah. And I went up to the car door and opened the door. I was like, what the fuck are you doing in my car? And this dude is trying to be all like, oh man, I'm sorry. I was just trying to find a place to sleep. And I was like, no, the fuck you aren't. Find somewhere else. And he was just trying to play it off like this, and then he was trying to just let me go, man. I'm sorry, I'll go. Like, nope, you're staying right here. I looked over at the neighbor. I was like, call the police.
Right.
And as soon as I said that, she started dialing, and the guy started trying to climb over to the passenger side.
Right.
And then she saw it, so she kind of hobbled over to the passenger side door and blocked him in. And we blocked him in the car. And I was just...
Yeah.
I didn't have a whole lot of leverage and a whole lot of room to work with, but I was kind of holding the door closed the best I could. And then the dude started threatening me. He's like, hey, man, I got a fucking knife. I'm going to cut you. And I was like, well, I don't know if he has a knife or not, like for real.
Right.
But I'm not going to jeopardize. I'm not going to chance that. I don't want him to attack my neighbor as much as I dislike her.
Sure.
Because then that's on me.
Right.
Because I aggravated him. And I'm not about to get fucking cut over this car that I don't like. So... yeah, I was just like, you know what, fuck this. I let him kind of get out, and because he was like reaching in his pocket, and again, I don't know if he had a knife or not, but I didn't want to put that to chance. I'm not going to get fucking stabbed to death in front of my fiance who was getting ready for work.
Right.
So if she had been downstairs, like, leaving for work, even like 5 minutes early, she would have seen the dude in my car, and who knows what would have happened.
Right.
And that freaks me out.
Yeah.
And so he takes off. Neighbor's still on the phone with the police, trying to give all the details as quick as she can.
Yeah.
The dude takes off down towards like the other end of our complex, like the parking lot.
Uh-huh.
And I see him get into the passenger side of a car over there. I'm like, what the fuck is going on?
Right.
And then the headlights turn on and the car takes off.
Yeah.
Like he had a getaway driver.
Huh.
So many things were going through my head, kind of after the fact. I was like, man, if I would have fought this guy, like, I don't know how that would have turned out. If you had a knife, you would have fucking cut me, stabbed me, whatever. If I would have been successful in beating the shit out of this guy, his buddy would have snuck up on me and I would have had no idea. I would have just...
possibly, yeah.
Yeah, some horrible shit could have happened to me. I would have no idea.
Yeah, that's tricky. I mean...
So, I talked to some of my friends about it just because I needed to talk to somebody about it.
Right.
And they're like, dude, that was a smart decision to just let him go and to not try and confront him anymore, to not try and fight him, especially learning that he had an accomplice.
Yeah.
Because if the said accomplice...
I mean, how old was this person?
The dude looked like he was like late 30s, early 40s maybe.
Yeah, I mean, guys, you never know, because, I mean, they could have just been somebody who was like, just wait for me to get back and then, we'll go. Yeah. Because who knows, the other person probably wasn't even paying attention.
Yeah, I mean, I guess not, because I would, if the dude was paying attention,
right,
he probably would have come at me sooner, or snuck up on me, whatever, or maybe he was just like waiting to see how it played out.
I don't know, man. But yeah, that's a tough call because I think I would have probably kept him in the car. That's what
I was trying to do, but when he was trying to get out, right when he threatened to cut me, he started putting his feet on the driver's side door and he was like kicking his way out. Right. So I didn't have very much leverage to begin with, so he's using all of his leg strength to force the door open. Sure. And again, I'm not going to have him start swinging his knife outside the door. Yeah.
Well, that's what would have scared me, is him getting out and then attacking me. That's what I would have been afraid of.
I was afraid of that too, but he was very clearly like moving away. Okay. The door jam, he just wanted to get out. He was not trying to come at me and try and come around. It was very obvious he was trying to get away. That's intense. And the other thing too is once I opened the door, I put the door between me and him.
That's smart.
I didn't want that to happen. Uh-huh. So, So, neighbor was on the phone with the police. The dude was driving around the complex trying to get out, and not even a couple minutes later, I hear a helicopter overhead. So they were actually like looking for him. Wow. Which was crazy. I was like, dang, that's kind of a lot just for freaking...
Oh, I mean, the fact that he threatened you with a knife.
I'm sure that's what it was.
That's aggravated assault or something. I mean, I guess you didn't get assaulted, but you were threatened. Yeah. It's I guess robbery with a deadly weapon or something like that. I don't know what the charge would be. I'm not
I don't know that.
I'm not
an
officer,
either.
and I'm not a lawyer, so I don't know what the charges would be. Yeah. But I mean, if they're sending out a helicopter, I mean,
They could have also been already been looking for a guy that's fit the description.
Yeah.
So that could have been it too. So that was only like a minute or two after you know, he had taken off. And then a couple minutes later, you know, the cops showed up and asked me questions and stuff like that.
Sure.
So that was a whole ordeal, and I was just stressed out because, you know, like I said, Tara was getting ready for work, and she could have come down and the whole thing would have blown up like that. But kind of going back to my neighbor, even though she did all this stuff to, like, help me out,
right.
At the end of it all, when I was going up the stairs, she decided she wanted to tell me, "Oh, by the way, I just wanted to let you know, because I haven't seen you or Tara in a while outside. Jake hasn't been barking as much lately, and
God damn it.
Thank you so much."
God damn it.
I was like, I just wanted to fucking, like, freak out.
I just dealt with all this.
I just dealt with all this shit, and I wanted to, in my head, my first thought was, this incident changes nothing between us.
God damn it.
Because you're a fucking bitch.
Ugh. Yeah. That's tough. That's, ugh. Man, that's
I know that
got me.
That's a heavy story, and I hadn't told you the full story before, so
yeah, that's oh my god, that's so scary.
It fucked with me for a good day or two. Just I was paranoid. I was like on high alert every time I got out of my car or got out of my apartment to come down to my car. I was just all I could think of was the dude was hiding and waiting for me. I think that he's probably not going to come back, being that he was afraid and wanted to just get out of there.
And when he was in your car, he was probably hiding because there were people outside talking.
Yeah.
He wasn't trying to wait for anybody. He was like waiting for you to leave.
Yeah.
So he could get out. Because he's like, I'm not expecting people to be up this late or this early.
Exactly.
So he was just like, fuck. Let these people go away so I can get out of here.
Yeah.
He didn't want to get caught.
And we fucking got him.
Yeah. But, I mean, who knows if he actually got caught.
Oh, no, I mean, like, we caught him in the act of being in my car.
Right.
And, when I was, again, nothing that I could tell was taken.
Right.
But then, like, a couple days later, I went to go use my hand sanitizer, which I usually have in my car.
That was taken?
It's fucking gone.
Wow.
Like, are you kidding me?
Dude, those things are like $1.95
Something
at like Bath and Body Works.
Yeah, it was like the Bath and Body Works. It was like a peppermint one that Tara got me for Christmas, you know, my stocking stuffer. And he did take the Bluetooth headset that was still there last time. He fucking took it this time.
Oh boy,
the sweet $20 Bluetooth headset. But it was funny because I told Adrian about the whole situation and told him that the two things that were missing were the headset.
And sanitizer.
And the peppermint hand sanitizer. So Adrian wanted to call him the Peppermint Bandit.
God, the minty mischief maker.
Yeah, the peppermint thief.
God damn, what a weirdo.
Oh my God.
I've had vehicles broken into before. I had my truck broken into. I wasn't driving it, my dad was, and he was at the Goodwill with my mom. And the guy, the way he broke in was he jammed a screwdriver into the lock and just like yanked it up and down really hard, and apparently that got it loose enough to like unlock the door.
Oh jeez.
And he took a pack of cigarettes.
Oh my God.
Like half a pack, like that my dad at the time smoked, left on the seat, and that's all I wanted.
Really needed them smokes.
They're free. And then the other time I got broken into, I don't know if we talked about it on the show, but was when my window got broken into and I didn't really notice it.
I think you did kind of mention it.
Yeah.
It's sad that we're only 5 episodes in. We already forgot.
Well, yeah, I know. I always wonder how that happens to people when they're like, how did you forget about that? You did the thing. But if you're not listening to it, you're not remembering it as much. But I don't know what I would do in that situation where I would like caught the person doing it. Because they're already committing an illegal act.
And I've talked to some people about the situation like shortly after it happened, and and they're just like, oh man, that's why I keep a bat with me, or that's why I keep this with me. And like, I didn't even think about that. All I could think of was, fuck, there's someone in my car right now. I want to lock him in there and make sure he gets caught now. I'm gonna call police.
Right.
And like, I'm not gonna just start taking a bat and start swinging at my own car.
Yeah,
while the dude's inside.
I mean, if you had a bat on you, it would have probably kept him in the car.
Maybe.
And he would have been like, I'd rather deal with the cops, then get beat up.
And that's where it comes back to the friend. If the friend would have seen you come out of the bat, then fuck.
Yeah, you never know what
exactly. So all things considered, the way it panned out is probably the best way it could have panned out.
The fact that you weren't hurt, very little was taken, your car's fine. I mean, that's best case. That's best case right there. Like, I guess best case would have been he got caught and arrested or whatever. But whatever. I mean,
everybody's okay.
Stuff is stuff.
Yeah.
But that's nuts. I don't know how we transition from that, but we're gonna do it.
We can talk about how I scheduled some interviews for my store this week.
Okay.
And they didn't show up.
None of them?
Well, 2 of them didn't show of the 3 that I scheduled.
What?
That was fun. And I personally called these interviews to set them up and talked to them and told them what time to show up and all that. First person was supposed to be at 2:30.
Okay.
2 o'clock.
Okay.
I'm looking around my store, waiting for them to show up, and then this person comes up to the front counter. I'm like, hey, how's it going? What can I get for you? And he's like, oh, hi, I think I spoke to you on the phone. Like, oh, okay, about what? And I was thinking he had called earlier about a trade or a purchase of some sort. It was, oh, my name's so-and-so. I'm actually here for the interview. This dude came in a t-shirt and jeans.
God damn it.
And, like, Romeo's. And the t-shirt wasn't, like, I'd be okay with it if it was a nice pair of jeans. Like, I've seen you sport a pair of jeans and you look fine.
Yeah.
And, like, a plain t-shirt. But no. This stuff had, like, skulls on it. And, like, it was, like, borderline affliction shirt.
I was just gonna say that word.
Yeah. It was, like, borderline.
Mr. Tap Out over here.
Yeah, I was just like, oh, fuck. So, I was like, all right, dude.
Of course, of the 3 interviews you scheduled, Mr.
And that was the first one. So I didn't know the other 2 were going to be no-shows.
Oh.
So this is the first guy.
Okay.
Like, oh, man, this is a weird start. But I was like, oh, hey.
You thought he was a customer.
Yeah, I just thought he was a customer. So, I told him, he was like 15 minutes or 5 minutes early. So I was like, I'll be right with you. You're still early, so I'll get some stuff taken care of, and then I'll be right back out.
Right.
And that was when I wanted to double check with the manager and like, hey, this dude showed up in a t-shirt and jeans. Can I tell him that we're not doing this? And she was like, do you want to waste your time? Do you want to waste his time? If no, tell him these things. It's like, hey, so I was like, hey man, I don't know if I gave you the wrong idea over the phone, but this is a professional interview. Right. And I don't feel like you were dressed accordingly.
Dang.
And I felt awful having to say that because I feel nice.
I've never had to tell somebody that.
I felt so awful. I was like,
yeah. But hey, to your credit though, that's actually going to be some good advice for him. Mm-hmm. Going forward, he's going to know that, this isn't appropriate attire because he's probably shown up to interviews looking like he did,
and
they were like, "Fuck, I got to give this guy an interview," and they still give him an interview, knowing full well in their head that they're not going to hire this guy. Yeah. So you probably actually did him a service by saying, "You're not dressed for an interview."
And here's the thing too, the guy didn't seem like he wouldn't be a decent candidate.
Sure.
I actually told him that I just don't feel like you're dressed appropriately for the interview today.
Right.
So let me talk over with my manager. We'll think about, calling you back for another interview.
Sure.
We'll try and give you another shot. And I'm actually going to call him back next week. And
especially since you had 2 no-shows.
Yeah, especially since I had 2 no-shows.
Don't tell him that, though.
Oh, yeah, no.
Don't be like, hey, we're digging the bottom of the barrel here. And we need to.
No, he needs to know. He needs to know. He needs to know that I'm only calling him back because the other 2 didn't show up.
Yeah, you're going full kimono.
Yeah, no,
open kimono.
So yeah, it's not going to eliminate his chance of, me interviewing him.
Right.
Because at least he showed up.
Yeah.
So I scheduled a 2 o'clock, a 3 o'clock, and then a 5 o'clock. Mm-hmm. And the 3 o'clock, I was like, it's 10 minutes till.
Right.
My experience. Anytime I had an interview, I wanted to be 10 to 15 minutes early.
Yep.
At least.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, okay. And I was like, ooh, it's cutting it close. 10 minutes till 3. 5 minutes to 3.
3.
Like, oh my God, you're not here? And then 3:01, I was like, okay. I haven't really had to do this before, but if it comes to it, I'm giving them 10 minutes, which is a lot. That's a lot of leeway for you being late for a fucking interview.
Oof. Yeah.
And I shouldn't even waste my time if you did show up in those.
Right.
But I was like, give her 10 minutes. Nope. Didn't show up.
Yikes.
And then 5 o'clock comes, and this dude apparently had asked for time off from his other job that he was working at.
Right.
So he was going to come in at 5 because that was the only time it would work for him.
Right.
Fucking didn't show up.
Wow. Huh.
Yeah.
And then, but it never told you, like, none of these people called you back or said anything about it. They're just like, I don't want it.
Nope.
Okay.
Yeah, they just.
I mean, it's fair if you decide it's something that you're not, you don't want or you're not fit for, but have the decency to, not waste your time. And,
imagine if I was supposed to be off today and the day of the interview, right?
Sure.
And
you scheduled yourself for like a 3-hour block to be there for interviews.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Thankfully I wasn't,
right.
But that would have been really.
Ooh, yeah, that would have been a bummer.
And that's not like, it's not like you can get that payroll back. It's like, oh, they didn't show up, so I'll just
or schedule yourself less. Yeah, I mean, speaking of people dressed inappropriately, this isn't even just a retail thing. This is just an everyday thing. Some of the things that people walk around in, just in their walk-in clothes, I don't understand. And to be fair, I don't dress fancy. I don't dress nice, but I wear, a clean shirt, usually a t-shirt, a hoodie if it's cold out, shorts or jeans, and, clean shoes or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing crazy. But the fact that I see so many people, and at work too, they're coming in to conduct business, and they're wearing fleecy pajama pants, fucking slippers, and just like the rattiest tank top. And this goes for guys and girls. Like there's no gender here. This is everybody. This is equal opportunity grossness. And it makes me sick. Like I'm like, ew, you rolled out of bed in that. Like, cause I'm thinking like, okay, so you were sleeping in this ensemble.
Yeah.
Using that word loosely. And you're like, I know what I need to do. I need to go out in public right now.
Totally.
It's what are you doing? No, put on real clothes. Like I'm fine. Like I'm fine with yoga pants. That's whatever. I mean those are comfortable.
Yeah.
But they're not pajama pants. They're not like flannel, fleece, whatever made out of.
Yeah.
Just to be like, yeah, I'm gonna go get some groceries. This is me.
The only time I will ever leave my house in pajama pants,
I will cut you.
is if I'm staying in my vehicle.
What do you mean? Oh, like
drive-through or of some sort. If I know no one's gonna fucking see me walking around, I'll allow it. Yeah, I'll sit in my pajama pants in my car.
Allow it. Generally, I'll put on like a pair of basketball shorts. Which is this borderline.
Yeah.
It's okay if you're going to and from the gym in like basketball shorts, and if you're in the drive-through, that's okay.
Yeah. I mean, I'll walk the dog in my basketball shorts.
Yeah, but that's because you're at home.
Yeah, I'm at home.
That's hardly public.
Yeah.
But yeah, I
mean, I even tell Tara when we're like, if I'm wearing my basketball shorts and we're getting ready to leave the house, like to drive away, like, oh, I guess I'll go put real shorts on or real people clothes.
Yeah.
Because I know that like these are not.
So, yeah, because you're a regular human being who knows what's okay and what's not okay. Yeah. And I feel like those people, if you get really close to them, they smell like beef jerky. They always do. Smell like a smoked meat or something. God. And it's like, these aren't fresh clothes, are they?
God,
you are just a mess. Just a meat mess.
You know what's entertaining?
Seeing
people wear like shorts, like cargo shorts specifically,
right?
With a T-shirt of some sort of screen print.
Yep.
And a fedora.
God,
that's just a combination that shouldn't exist.
It's so funny. I mean, the whole neckbeard fedora thing has kind of gone away, or at least it seems like it has.
Kind of. I think there's been so much ridicule over it that people are kind of like just like, oh, I shouldn't do that.
Yeah, I think that's what it has been, because like the stigma was there, and you would see these people, and you're just like, ugh, man, get out of here, you men's rights activist, piece of shit.
I still get some neckbeard. Like,
oh yeah,
I had heard the term.
Yeah, neckbeards are real.
I had heard the term, and I didn't think much of it, but then I saw a literal like neck-bearded person come in, and he was like, you could tell that he was maybe still in high school or just out of.
Sure.
He's like, oh man, beards are cool, and sure,
I can't grow a full one.
Yeah, beards are fine, but his beard existed
solely on his neck,
solely below his jawline.
And now, I wonder if it's because the hair on top, like where you would see a normal beard, is growing patchy, so they don't want to grow it out because they have holes in it. Or if they shave it purposely because they're like, yeah, this is where my mouth hole is, and I don't want food crumbs getting caught in it.
I don't think so. Like the ones I've been seeing specifically, like it's straight up just a carpet underneath his.
I know, I've seen it
underneath his jawline.
I've been to Comic-Cons. I know, I've seen them.
God,
but it's weird because like if I go a couple extra days without shaving, and I don't grow facial hair well because I'm whatever, white trash, but it starts catching in like my shirts. Like,
I get that sometimes.
Like in my button downs. Like if I look down and look up, it's like God, like pinch my neck, and I'm like, I gotta get rid of this. But how does that not like become worse when it's just your neck and you're just like constantly? I guess if you're just wearing a t-shirt or like a stained up.
For the record. I haven't shaved in a couple days. So
right.
I'm sporting a neck beard right now, but I also have a real beard that exists on top of it. Yeah,
you also have a mustache beard combo going.
Yeah, exactly. It's not just a neck beard. I can actually grow facial hair.
Yeah. So, but yeah, so dress appropriately for public people. I mean, that's all I'm trying to say here.
And for interviews. Please don't come to an interview with a fucking fedora. So,
for the past couple of years, I've actually had the pleasure of conducting group interviews, which are super fun. I don't know if you've ever been privy to them before.
I've heard of them. I haven't been a part of them, unfortunately.
So the way I don't know how a lot of different places do their group interviews, but the way we do them is we get 4 managers in the area, myself included, and we basically compile people that have applied to our stores, and we interview them 4 or 5 at a time.
Yes.
Now it's really interesting because one-on-one interview, if you're the person being interviewed, you kind of lead the interview, and you can kind of take control and do what you need to do. But in a group setting, you see the people who are the alphas, and you see the people who are the betas. And in a position where you're doing sales, you need somebody who's an alpha who can take charge, who can talk, who's comfortable in their own skin. And oh man, it is just it is a wild ride because you'll immediately zero in on people that you are like, yes, you are what I'm looking for. And it's easy to see it when you're seeing a group of people who are terrible. You're just like, oh man, you are just bad. One guy came in, and one of the other managers was like, oh my God, this guy that shops at my store is here, and he's wearing a t-shirt and hat he bought at my store.
Oh my God.
like, oh, that's going to get you the job because you spent money here.
Oh man, perfect.
And this dude he had the longest weird mop of hair that just looked like 2 nasty sheets on the side of his face. Ugh. It was gross. But yeah, the people that come in and the people who don't, they dress like they think that's how you're supposed to dress for an interview, which is totally not. And then you have the people who do dress the part for an interview, not too fancy, but casual, just good enough. Casual. But then you have people who have no idea, and they're just like, I was free. I just want to, like you guys you're just interviewing everybody. Oh, okay, I want in on this.
God.
Which is great because I two Christmases ago, I actually hired 2 people that I kept on because they were like the best. I was like, oh, you guys are great. I'm going to hire you guys for the season. And I kept them on because they worked out really well.
That's awesome.
Yeah. And which was cool because the next year utilized the same, interview tactic. And unfortunately, I didn't get to keep anybody, but it was okay. But it's kind of fun because you have, your peers with you to conduct the interviews, and you're like, oh, okay, this is neat. This is different. You can you get an idea of what they're looking for, what you're looking for, and it's fun. I enjoy it. I think
I think I'm going to be a part of them actually this year.
Yeah,
we do them. So
that makes sense. Yeah. So this is a recurring theme where we work that I hadn't thought about in a while, but the past couple of days I've been hit a few times with it, and that is old people coming in looking for computer games.
Oh God.
So you know what I'm talking about.
They love them search games.
Yeah, so like the I Spy games and stuff like that. It's funny because they have no idea what the PC gaming universe is anymore. Because it used to be you buy a CD, you put it in your computer, you play the game.
And it had like 7 games on it, and they're all hidden mystery games.
Hidden mystery games or casino games or, blackjack or solitaire. Well, I guess solitaire came free on all.
It's like 800 different solitaire games.
Sure, but they come in, and I feel for them because they're doing their best. They're trying. They're not savvy with the internet. They don't know about Steam. They don't know about the different methods of purchasing digitally and just putting it on your computer, ready to go. Super convenient, super easy. But I've had it like a few customers that have come in and they're like, "Hey, I'm looking for a computer game, or I'm looking for your computer games." And I go, "Okay, well, what are you looking for? I can probably tell you if we have it or not." And they're like, "Oh no, I'm just here to browse." And I'm like, "All right, well, here's all 6 of them." And they're like, "Oh, what?" I'm like, "Yeah, they pretty much only do AAA titles on disc anymore. There's not really a market for it anymore." And they explain to them what Steam is and GOG and all the other services that exist out there. They're like, "Oh, I'm just looking for some cheap, just seek and find games." I'm like, you could probably just download a Flash game for free online and have a blast. But yeah, it's super weird just how just you'll get a wave of them just coming in and be like, "Hey, I'm looking for this thing." It's like, you're in the wrong place, man. Not, and I'm not gonna tell them that it's fucking dipshit for not knowing how to.
You're so stupid for not knowing,
right? Because it could just as easily be one of my grandparents, and they have no idea, so they're just doing their best, like, "Oh, I'm trying to find a thing that I enjoy." Yeah. And well, okay, we're not the place for you. Sorry, but I'll try and help you get where you need to get to. Yeah. So.
Yeah, old people looking for games is quite entertaining.
Yeah, and I always feel bad, too, when they're looking for a gift, because they want to give a gift instead of getting, like, a gift card. Yeah. They want to actually be like, "Oh, I want to get them an item that they would enjoy." And it's so tough, especially if they're looking for, a video game console or a video game or something along those lines. And you're like, "Well, what do they like?" "Well, I don't know." Whoa. Yikes! Yes, you are really like
you just jumped in the deep end.
Yeah, it's like, and they're like, "Oh yeah, they have." It's like, "Well, what video game console do they have?" "Well, I'm not sure." Okay, well,
they have the Xbox 4, the PlayStation 360. Like, oh god,
oh god, you are saying you're mixing them all up together, and these are not things that are real. And I always feel bad too because I'm just like, you might need to do some research. I was like, I can get you a gift card. That's the easiest way, and then they can just come in and shop for what they're looking for. Yeah, and it's so hard to know what somebody has and doesn't already have.
Also, I mean, with the way kids are now, is like it's impossible to shop for a kid that's under 18 because you want to get them something that's kid friendly, right? But they only want to play Call of Duty.
Yep, and you explain, something like what's in an M-rated title to somebody to a
grandparent. Oh, I don't want my grandson playing that.
Right.
So they get him a game that would be appropriate for the age.
And the kid's like, I don't want Lego Batman. I don't like Legos. It's like, what are you talking about, kid? That game is awesome.
Yeah. Fuck you. You don't like Legos, you fuck.
Yeah. What are you? Goddamn, I'm almost 30 and I still love Legos.
Yeah, I'll take that game. Fuck you.
Yeah, kick him in his goddamn like buck teeth.
Fucking shit.
But yeah, that's an issue. I don't fault the purchaser for, you know, going into it, because you don't know.
Yeah,
it's a wild world out there, and especially if you live in it every day of your life. When for us where we work, it's easy for us to just be like, "Oh, you're so stupid. How do you not know this?" It's like, yeah, they don't live here. Yeah. They don't shop here every day.
They don't work here. They don't see it every single day like we do.
Yeah, they're not in the environment all the time. So, yeah, obviously, they're not going to know. And that's why asking questions and trying to decipher what it is you're looking for, it becomes like a seek and find game in real life. Yeah. Because you're trying to help them get to the goal that they're trying to go for. Yeah, so that's good stuff. Oh, what do you got for me?
So I was just something that I wrote down that I was thinking about. As long as we've been friends, I don't know if I've ever asked you.
Oh God,
what your favorite like comedy movie was? Okay,
like just movie that's a comedy,
or I guess you could say your favorite movie. Or I was gonna go with comedy because okay, we like to laugh.
Dude, that's so tough for me because
You don't have to give me your very favorite.
Sure, okay.
Sure you can pick a couple.
There's a few out there. Definitely when I was younger, Happy Gilmore and like Big Daddy cracked me up. Yep. So hard. Like Adam Sandler in his early days was I don't like Billy Madison.
I don't either.
Okay, thank you. His voice is annoying in it. It drives me nuts.
I don't like that weird baby voice thing that he does.
I hate it.
Oh, thank God.
Yes. Like I like the back half of the movie where he's like a normal person.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, okay, I can get behind this. I think what
fucking Steve Buscemi.
God damn it. He's the weirdest looking man.
Yeah.
But I think what bothered me with it was kids at school doing that voice.
Oh yeah.
Doing the swan in the bathtub voice. I think that's what I was like, pass.
Yeah, I don't like that.
But Happy Gilmore, I would go to bed to that movie. That was like my go-to. Put in the VHS into the TV VHS combo.
That's awesome.
And me, because my brother and I shared a bedroom, so we had bunk beds, and we just put in Happy Gilmore and go to bed to that.
Going in with that mentality, you're gonna laugh at what my VHS movie was, because it wasn't a comedy.
Okay, what was it?
It was Hackers.
Of course it was. I've never watched that whole movie because it just bugs me.
So Jason will attest to this.
Of course,
it's such a great bad movie.
It has to be a movie that you happen to you in your formative years. Yeah, I never started to see it until I was outside of high school when you tried watching it, and I was like, nah, pass.
God, it's so funny because it's just hearing them talk about technology. Because the movie takes place 95 or 98, I think.
Right.
And everything there is, dial-up internet, and they're talking about how fast their modem is and all that stuff. And
their dial-up modem.
Dude, my 3 phones ago was more powerful than those computers that were in that movie.
If you had a flip phone, it was probably more powerful than those computers than what they had.
Yeah, probably. Yeah. So I mean, that was one of my movies growing up. That was such a big part of my childhood, I guess.
That's such a tricky question because the movies I go back to and rewatch. It used to be when I was younger. It was comedy movies. I would rewatch Three Ninjas.
Oh, nice.
All over and over. I would rewatch Home Alone.
That's a good one.
Because those they were easy to laugh at and they were funny. But the ones I go back to and rewatch are Lord of the Rings trilogy, Star Wars, Indiana Jones, those kinds of movies, just because they're classics and I don't really have to pay attention to them so much, because the whole thing in a comedy movie is that you're paying attention to the jokes,
you gotta listen,
and the beats that make you laugh. In Star Wars, if I'm seeing lasers getting shot and Death Star's blowing up, cool, I can be doing other things, and plus I can quote those movies almost verbatim. Same with Lord of the Rings, like, it's like, oh, fight sequence is happening.
It's fucking crazy.
The music's getting epic. Yes, here we go.
I haven't seen Lord of the Rings, like any of those movies, in quite some time.
Oh my gosh, it's yeah. Every time I play Shadow of Mordor, and I know I'm talking about this again, but it makes me want to rewatch those movies because I don't know if when's the last time you think you've watched them?
I was still living in San Diego,
dude.
I think I watched part of them with Eddie because he kept falling asleep.
They hold up. I was just talking about this with one of my coworkers, and I was like, "Have you watched them lately?" He's like, "Yeah, it's probably been about a year." I was like, "They hold up, don't they?" He's like, "Yes."
Yeah.
The music's great because they have a great like orchestral score, and the visuals aren't cheesy.
Yeah.
There's some CG things that you kind of go, I can kind of see that.
Yeah.
But it's forgivable because it was early
1999 when Fellowship came out.
Yeah, so
it's fucking crazy.
Yeah, it wasn't even Y2K yet.
Fuck.
Which is funny because I saw the South Park episode that was inspired by Lord of the Rings before I saw Lord of the Rings.
Dude, it's crazy.
My friends Adam and his cousin Ben, we were watching South Park together, and I didn't get some of the jokes because I'm like, I hadn't seen Lord of the Rings.
Yeah. And
they're like, "You haven't seen Lord of the Rings? Oh my god, we gotta watch it." And I was like, "Okay, sure." And then I went over, watched it. I was like, "Holy shit, this is insane." And then we ended up watching The Two Towers and Return of the King midnight showings when they came out because I was like, I am into this.
I remember seeing Two Towers on opening night.
Oh yeah.
Fuck.
Oh yeah. It was great.
That's awesome.
So much fun. But yeah, I
mean, what would you say like for a
if I had to be like
comedies now that you would
if you had to go, Matt, pick a funny movie that you want to watch right now.
Sure, let's go with that.
I'd probably have to go with an older movie. I'd probably go Mallrats.
Nice.
Newer movie. I say newer, but I'd probably go with Hot Rod.
Yes. Fuck yes. I was hoping you'd say that.
Because they're so stupid.
That's one where you were talking earlier about how Star Wars, Lord of the Rings, you could put it on and you don't have to pay attention.
Right.
Where a comedy, you have to listen to the beats and all that.
Yeah.
Hot Rod has that where if you take his part out of a context, it's almost funnier.
Well, because you don't really have to follow the story of that movie.
Oh yeah, it's just a fucking weird stuntman.
And the isolated incidents in the movie, like with Danny McBride, just saying like out of control shit. It's funny. Yeah. That's like one of my favorite comedies. Like that was my answer. Like Hot Rod. Okay.
And the 21 Jump Street movie.
Yeah.
Man, that shit was so fun. I'm glad you finally watched it. Yeah. I let you borrow it.
I know. I need to watch the sequel. But yeah, the first one was very funny. Another go-to that I quote with Paz all the time, Nacho Libre.
Oh, that's a good one.
And my brother, like, he won't watch that movie because he's like, everything just looks dusty. he can't get over that everyone looks dirty. I'm like, what are you talking about? He's like, everything just looks like it's got like a coat of dust on it.
Probably does.
Yeah, because they're in a desert.
Yeah. I think they did that on purpose.
I was like, yeah, that's probably the filter they use on the lens and just like the environment.
Just put dirt on the camera lens.
But I remember my brother watching Hot Rod and I caught pieces of it and I was like, I don't want to watch this movie. And then when I got with Carissa, that's like her favorite, like,
that's awesome, funny
movie because her and her best friend Taryn would, like, anytime they'd get together, they'd pop that in and either watch it or just, it'd be on in the background. I was like, all right, I'll give it a shot. And it's perfect.
I love that movie so much.
It's a perfect funny movie. But yeah.
That's a good one. Love it so much.
Let's see here. Gosh, what else did I have here?
You talk about how Marvel movies versus DC movies lately. Specifically because Comic-Con just happened last week.
Right.
And they just released new trailers for Thor and Justice League.
Which I haven't watched yet.
Both of those movies are coming out this November.
Right.
So I'm interested to see if a lone, I guess technically, two Marvel heroes in a single movie can beat out a full team-up of DC heroes.
So,
as far as like sales and all that stuff.
Right. And that's always tricky. I think Marvel has a better track record underneath them.
Yeah.
They have more movies out.
There's I think Thor is the 25th or something Marvel movie.
That's insane.
Doesn't that blow your mind?
Yeah.
That MCU is 9 years old. Iron Man.
Yeah, I just rewatched Iron Man the other night. And I say rewatched, I mean I watched half of it and fell asleep.
Yeah.
And woke up at the end when Obadiah is getting beat up.
Tight.
I was like, oh, sweet, the dude's getting beat up. Cool. And then I went to bed. But, yeah, I mean, and those movies are a little dated because they were kind of at the beginning of the special effects and all that fun stuff. But still good. And you realize, well, yeah, Robert Downey Jr. was built to play this character.
Yep.
And I hope he doesn't stop. Even though it does stop him from doing other projects. Dude, just keep getting those paychecks, man. I mean, you're great at this. But in terms of Thor and Hulk beating out the Justice League, I don't know.
I like normal in any other situation, I feel like, a team up versus a single hero or two heroes, like team up is obviously going to be like blow it out of the water.
Right.
But it kind of comes into that whole like Marvel's track record and
DC's track record.
Yeah, DC's track record.
Granted, Suicide Squad did very well. I thought that movie was hot street trash.
It wasn't great.
I couldn't finish it.
Yeah.
It was I watched half of it on HBO and I'm like, nope, I'm good. Chris and I stopped watching it. I was like, you need to watch the rest of this movie? And I definitely don't. Because none of these characters are likable. Everything is just making me cringe. I can't handle this. As a fan of, of Batman and Joker and their dynamic and just the portrayal of those characters.
Oh, man. Joker was so bad in that movie.
I was not satisfied with the things that I was hoping for.
And that's not even like you trying to be like a diehard fan of any sort. Like, you just didn't enjoy it.
No, it wasn't. I mean, even just from a movie, I was trying to look at it as a non-DC fan going into the movie. I didn't like the characters. I didn't like, you can't not compare the Joker to other Jokers. You can't compare Leto's Joker you can't not compare him to Heath Ledger or Jack Nicholson or even Mark Hamill's animated Joker, which
best Joker.
Best Joker. Sorry, Heath Ledger fans out there, but the Joker from the animated series and the Arkham games is how the Joker should be portrayed. He's
the definitive Joker.
He's a clown.
Yeah.
He tells bad jokes. He is trying to be funny. Heath Ledger, his character did tell some jokes, but he was more of like an anarchist.
Yeah.
He was, just an agent of chaos, which is what he said in the movie, which I'm fine with. Because Nolan's interpretation, that's cool. Whatever. But Leto's Joker was just so obnoxious, and
the thing that I tell people about it is that bothered me was that he was crazy, not for the sake of being a crazy person, but
he
crazy.
But he wasn't in control.
Well, he was,
or he acted like he was out of control.
Yeah, like. The scene that stands out in my mind is the one where he's laying in the bed of knives, or like in that circle of knives. Like, that's not him being crazy for a character dynamic or like the way the character's written. That's just him being crazy for the camera.
And to make it very clear to the other players in the movie and in that world that he's a crazy guy.
Yeah, exactly.
Instead of letting his actions speak to how crazy he's supposed to be.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that was my big gripe. And then a lot of people had a lot of issues with Batman v Superman. I had issues with it.
Yeah.
I actually enjoyed the movie for its shining moments.
Yep. Same.
People didn't like Doomsday's portrayal. I thought it was okay. The Wonder Woman battle sequence was perfect.
Yeah.
When the Trinity teamed up, I was like, okay, awesome. That
was cool.
But the reasons for Batman and Superman fighting, super thin, not really great.
Yeah.
Lex Luthor's his whole plan. What was it? I still don't know what his end game was in that whole situation.
Yeah, I don't know.
So
just put them against each other for no reason.
But also, reviving Zod's dead body and turning him into Doomsday. It was just super weird.
Yeah. So, like, the way I see that movie is it's got two halves. Obviously, the Batman and Superman. I like the Batman half.
Yes.
Oh no, sorry. Let me go back. I like Man of Steel, the movie, better than the Superman half of Batman v Superman as a movie.
Okay.
But I like the Batman half of Batman v Superman more than both of those.
Oh, totally. Yeah, I'm with you.
So, like Man of Steel as a movie, I thought was cool.
Right.
I don't like Superman as a character.
I didn't like Man of Steel. I thought it was very boring.
Sure.
And there was definite spots in the movie where I was like, why make that choice?
Yeah.
I mean, the fact that his father got sucked up by a tornado, it's like, you're Superman. Go fucking save him. Like,
yeah.
I get that you don't want your secret identity out there.
Well, it was his dad that didn't want him to do it or something. Some bullshit.
Yeah, it's like,
Martha!
You wouldn't be able to, I don't know, stop me if I'm bulletproof. If my dad's getting sucked up by a tornado, I'm going into the tornado.
Yeah, exactly.
Sorry, I don't care. Okay, its secret's out.
Yep.
Sure, but Wonder Woman was insanely good.
Yeah,
it was really a very good movie. I mean, I put that movie toe to toe with most of the MCU movies.
I would too.
Had a lot of heart, a lot of humor. Wasn't super ham-fisted. Wasn't incredibly dark. Definitely had dark moments in it because obviously you're dealing with war and you're dealing with people dying and nerve gas and stuff like that. But it felt good.
Yeah.
I had a big smile on my face, tears at some points because I was just like so happy about the portrayal of the character.
Yep.
But
especially because going into the casting for Wonder Woman, like
perfect casting.
Gal Gadot, when they first cast her, everybody's like, "Fuck, she's like a model. Like she's a twig.
Yeah,
she's gonna be awful." And then, dude, she crushed it.
People don't realize that she served in the Israeli army.
I had no idea.
Yeah, she's like a real life badass. Like she can actually kill people.
That's fucking awesome.
Yeah, so she's got like martial arts training and like that. That's why she does her own stunts.
That's cool.
So that's why those movies look great because she doesn't have a stunt double. She's doing most of those things
herself.
herself.
But she did.
Right.
But she does a lot of it herself.
Right, she does a lot of them herself. Like, and that's why they cast her in the Fast and the Furious movies too.
Yeah.
But going back to Thor Ragnarok, apparently they changed the cameras that they had been using in like the earlier Marvel movies.
Sure. To
the same kind of cameras that James Gunn did with the Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 1. So, because the color palette's more vibrant. And that's why Thor Ragnarok looks more...
It's like super bright and 80s.
Yeah. So they're going to go with that, and it looks a lot clearer and a lot more fun.
That's awesome.
But Joss Whedon is
going to do Justice League. I forgot about that, actually.
He is tying up the Justice League movie to make sure that it's good. He did the first Avengers movie, which was near perfect.
It was dynamite, man. That movie was so good.
It was,
I was so happy that I flew out here from San Diego to see that with you guys.
It was great. And so we'll see. I mean, I'm
going to see them both.
I'm not going to fanboy out on either one because I want to see both of those movies.
Yep.
I know that I'll probably be disappointed with Justice League, but I don't want to be.
So here's the thing. I don't think I'll be disappointed with Justice League only because, sadly, I don't have high hopes for it.
Sure.
But the thing I am excited for it is it's just going to be a fun action movie. I think I'm excited for Justice League the same way I'm excited for the Transformers movies every time they come out. They're not good movies.
Right.
I love them, but they're not good movies. Whatever.
Yeah, that's fair. You know what you're getting into.
Exactly. I just want a popcorn movie. Just give me that.
Definitely. Let's see here. Well, I don't really have any other topics like on my my notes that I've got.
Oh, we were talking about donuts earlier.
Oh yeah, that's right. One of my coworkers was talking about going to Voodoo Donut earlier today, and I told him that if he's looking for like a fancy donut.
Or just like a legitimately good donut.
Yeah, one that's like an artisan donut. They should try out Blue Star Donuts.
Yeah.
Now I don't know how long have you known about
Blue Star?
Yeah.
I think actually Tara took me to one the first time I came to visit when we started dating.
So when you were still living in San Diego?
I still live in San Diego.
Okay.
And there's a fucking awesome donut place down there
Yeah.
that I miss, but thankfully Blue Star is pretty close.
Yeah. I hadn't heard about it and until this last March when Chris and I came back from Disneyland. She was like, there is a Blue Star donut in the airport. I was like, all right, let's get donuts before we get picked up and drive home. And wow.
Dude. So, like, for those of you that, if you don't know, Voodoo Donuts is, I want to say it's local to Portland, or at least it's well known around here.
Yeah, so the first 2 locations opened in Portland. Okay. They opened up one in Denver, Colorado.
Oh wow!
And now they have one in Los Angeles.
Gotcha.
So they've kind of gone to more, like populated cities and stuff like that.
And their whole shtick is, crazy, like out there donuts. Like they have Oreo topping donut. They have Cap'n Crunch Berries donut, which, contrary to what you'd probably think, where it would just be razors in the roof of your mouth, the Crunch Berries are actually like softened up in a way.
Yeah, they have like a grape flavored donut, which sounds gross, but is actually pretty good.
They also have a mango one that's almost the exact same thing, just mango flavored.
Yep. They have the Old Dirty Bastard, which is like peanut butter, chocolate. Yeah. And really good donuts.
They have like their wacky ones called the Texas, which is just a giant donut that's shaped like a butt.
Speaking of, when my friend Todd and I graduated high school, Sarah Logan actually got him and I the Dick and Balls donuts.
Of course she did.
So it came in the full size box because it's huge. It's a
big old dick and balls.
Oh, big old nutsack and balls. And of course it's cream filled.
Oh yeah, of course.
And I ate the shit out of that donut. It was so good. My parents were like, "Oh my Jesus, what is this?" I was like, "Yep, this is my friend. This is how she is."
That's funny.
And it was so funny. But it's but the go-to when you're in the area is like, "Oh, we got to go to Voodoo. Donut."
Yeah.
Great donuts. Don't get me wrong. They're tasty.
They're tasty.
They're yummy. But the difference between Voodoo and Blue Star, what's the word that you would describe?
So, where Voodoo Donuts is like those are novelty donuts.
There you go.
Whereas Blue Star is like the gourmet, like you said, artisan donuts.
Yeah,
dude, they're so good. They use like
crazy ingredients that you wouldn't expect to be good in a donut.
Yeah,
like the
red velvet rosemary thing or something like that.
Yeah, that was crazy donut.
They had the lemon poppy seed. Then they had one that was like orange and bourbon or something like that, and it had like a little injector.
Yeah,
like, dude, what the fuck? But
it comes with its own hypodermic needle.
Fucking shoot that juice right into your body.
Yeah, it's like, oh, that's all. I just take it out of the donut and put it in my mouth.
God,
I haven't tried that one yet, but I'm definitely going to next time I get a shot. I think that's where we're gonna go for Chris's birthday here in a little bit. Gonna go down there. Gonna go to the vegan restaurant, of course, and hit up Blue Star Donuts and check that out. Cause why not?
It's awesome. I think we should fucking make a trip and go down there and get some together one of these days.
Yeah, we should definitely do that.
Oh man, it's so good. But you want to wrap up? I mean, we've been talking for a while.
It's about that time.
Yeah.
So. Thanks again for listening, everybody. Noel actually found a way to kind of clean up the audio. So
yes,
you may have noticed in the earlier episodes, there's a little bit of a kind of a background hissing, white noise, whatever's coming out of the microphone that we use. But Noel has like a software that cleans it up.
So hopefully this next one will sound better. Credit to my buddy Chris who sent me the link to figure that out. So I'm going to test that out with this episode, and hopefully everything sounds a lot better and clearer without that awful hissing sound blowing your ears out.
Yeah.
Because I know it's not a fun sound.
Yeah, hearing the recording differences between the two episodes, which was our episode before last, it was a drastic improvement. So, but yeah, so
thanks again to everybody that that listened, and the feedback that we've been getting has been awesome.
And comments are always fun. If you have emails for us, if you have ideas for improvement, if you have equipment suggestions, because we're thinking about investing in getting like a soundboard and some other stuff, maybe our individual microphones for each other.
Yep.
So that way we can act a little bit more professional. Whatever that may entail.
Yep. I mean, we're still early on, obviously, so I think what we got is fine for now. Yeah. And the more of you guys that listen and share with your friends and family and listen to our awful tales.
Yeah, and it's funny too because I don't really care if this thing is ever like super popular, but just one or two extra listens, like I get so excited to see. I'm just like, oh my gosh, we have views. Like people actually care.
Oh yeah, I mean, like I said, Chris, he messaged me like shortly after he listened to episode 3 and 4. He's like, oh man, I had an awesome time listening to that. So
yeah,
it was really, really rewarding. Even though we're doing it just for ourselves, it's just that bonus.
Yeah, it's super fun. But if you guys want to look for us, I am xmattleyx at pretty much everything, Twitter, Instagram. If you want to add me on PSN or Xbox Live, feel free.
And then I am at the Grassy Knoll on Instagram and Twitter. And then my gamer tag on pretty much everything is xbrownthunder_x.
And your WordPress.
Yeah, press start for singleplayer.wordpress.com.
And with that, we're out.
Goodbye.